hello everybody to another live. So I know this live is very random because it's a fucking Monday 9:23 p.m. right now. But I mean I had nothing to do. I've been studying all afternoon and I was like, sure, well, let's see what we got on the PlayStation Plus games because we got three new ones and we had this one that it looked kind of good. So that's why we are here for check if that is true. I have seen that online the game seems pretty chill. It's pretty basic I would say, but let's wait and see. So, let me just before we start playing, let me check if the sound is good, if everything is awesome, if everything is working as fine. Um so yeah, the sound is amazing. So, let's get this party started. So, English. English. Okay. Have you played Stanley Parable before? No. Please adjust the slider. Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Sure, that's awesome. Okay. Current time. What the fuck? Well, right now is 9:24 p.m. No, let's say 9:24. Okay. Okay, we start. Okay, they already start saying the time, bro. I think this game. I don't. I think this game is over. I don't have sure, but okay. Okay, this is weird. The fuck is this? Shit, that's fucking infinite. Yo! Look at that shit. Let's start it. Begin the game, shall we, guys? Let's get it. The end is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
How the fuck can someone be happy at this shit?
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
That's me? Oh shit. Damn, okay, this I'm moving like I'm sliding.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Why is every single shit so white and so the same? Yo, bro, boys and
When
girls.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, so I think I've seen what's gonna happen. If I choose the other one, I'm just gonna follow his things. I guess I'll follow him, but I guess this game has to be like infinite or some shit. Cause if I choose right.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Fuck. I don't.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yo. Okay. I've seen there's a bunch of things that we can choose differently. And this is, I think it's gonna change the game's going. Executive bathroom. Okay. So we're just gonna follow my guy's...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
So I assume that if we put the code, but he said Stanley would never know this.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
Yeah, I'm
Trying
not gonna
to
do
input
anything.
anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. "2845.
I don't want to do it, because he said Stanley would never know.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself.
The fuck?
And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Okay. That's weird. This game is weird, bro. This game is weird. This game is freaky, bro.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Bruh. We gotta follow his instructions, okay, guys? But that's pretty weird.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
The fuck? This game is weird, bro.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
104 got fired. Fuck. There's something weird about this. Someone got fired. There's a blue shit there. Fired again. This is weird.
This mind control facility It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Fuck. Oh.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
What the fuck? This game's weird, bro.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Fuck. What the fuck?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I know there has to be secrets for sure. So let's go now to the right and not the left. This game is weird, but it's
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
so they say
he
left.
entered the door on
Let's
his
go
left.
right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Can I drink water? No. This game is good to get trophies.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously
My
vanished,
guy is not even
here you sit
wanting me to
looking at
be
these
here.
chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Okay, bro,
But
I'm
eager
out.
to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Who the fuck am I?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly.
What the fuck?
Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Yeah, sure.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look. Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What?
Fascinating. What do you think
Fire
this game is
Watcher?
about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
What?
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
What?
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far,
so
I love
cool.
everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
This game is so good. Fire Watcher is such a good game. Wait, but how the fuck did I win? Okay, this is weird.
Oh, no, it can't be.
Fuck, it can be, bro.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Rocket League?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
I'm gonna get that shit, I'm gonna get that shit! Hey! Off the back, hey!
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
The fuck?
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
What the fuck? Wait, what if I jump off in the ball thing? I mean...
Hold on. What are you doing?
Yo.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back and show us.
What the fuck? Where the fuck am I? Yo, what the fuck? Bro, this game is creepy, bro. I don't understand this. Yet. I don't really understand the point in this game. What the fuck is here? There's absolutely nothing here.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am.
This game is weird.
That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Can't do anything. Huh. What in the slightly fuck just happened? Quit the game and start again. There's a trophy that says that.
This is the story of a man named...
I've just done that. No, seriously, we disabled it. Play the Stanley. The fuck? Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday? Click on the door 435 times. Don't play the Stanley Parable for 10 years! What in the slightly fuck is this?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss.
We're gonna go
Coming to
down
a
now.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon.
Bro,
I'll
this
have to
game
go
is so
back to
fucking
my
great.
boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
Yo, what's up,
The
Braden,
very
man? What's
important
up? How you
people
doing, man?
whose
How you
impressions
doing?
of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Yeah, this game is fucking crazy.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Oh my
decided to
God.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Done this shit like 9 million times. Okay, let's go to that place that said escape, I guess, yeah?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death. As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator. as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What the fuck? It's a fucking museum.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose.
This is the
Fuck. Oh, I thought I would get a trophy. Quit the game and then start it again. I mean, quit the game. Begin the game again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
Bro, this
mean?
game is weird.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
No, he didn't.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you, running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Did I just got obliterated? Oh shit, I did. Bro, this game is I don't know what to say. I haven't understand what's my purpose on the game yet. I was seeing the trophies. But like what what do they mean? That's what I don't understand. I'm gonna see a video to see if I understand what the game is about. Oh, I see. There's a trophy that says click on the door 430.
All of his
So,
co-workers were
1,
gone.
2,
What could it
3,
mean?
4,
Oh,
5.
please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
brother, come on!
No. I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
47. Okay. 47, 47, 47. Okay. 430, 47.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415, 415, 415, 415, 415, 415, 417. New content. The fuck?
Now, back to door number 437.
47.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
The copy machine? What the fuck?
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Bruh! What do you mean? What is my guy saying, bruh? Oh, 417 desk, okay. Oh, shit. Yo, what's up, Vortex, man? What's up? What's up, man? How you doing, man? Okay, 417 desk, 417 desk. How the fuck am I supposed to do that? Oh, shit. 417 desk? What? I'm doing good, bro. This game is just crazy, bro. How do I even climb? What the fuck? Let me hear what the guy said. Okay, how the fuck am I? Yeah, of course I know what that is, bro. Of course I know what that is, for sure, bro. I was just doing a live now because I had nothing to do for real. Oh fuck, I don't remember what he said. I have to take a clip and see what he said because I don't remember. Copy machine, yeah, I done that. Four 419 desk.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Bruh! Why am I doing so many clicks? Door 416. 416. Where the fuck is 416? 417. Wait, what? What the fuck is 416? Wait, what? What the fuck is 416? Wait, what? 416? Okay, I'm tweaking, bro. What the fuck is 416? I'm tweaking, dog. I'm fucking tweaking. Where the fuck is 416? Are you what? 416? There's not even that. 422, 418, 419, 420. So 417, 415. Okay, guys, there is not a 416. Or I'm going crazy that I do not think so, but I don't seem to find the 416. Yeah, I might be tweaking. Let me see if someone says in the comments. Where the fuck is 416? Bruh. Guys, I'm going crazy. Please help me. You said go, now click on 416. Or was 426? No. Guys, I need help, please. That's 3 minutes. No, it has to be more time. Let's get 5 minutes. Bro, what the fuck? This game is hard. Yeah, it does say 416. 416. There's no fucking 416. Bro, there isn't a 416, mate. Bro, there isn't a fucking 416. 415. 417. Where the fuck is 416? Meu puto, não estás a perceber, Zé. Eu estou aqui tipo há meia hora a encontrar a porra de uma porta, Zé. Isto está fodido, Zé. Este jogo é todo crazy, mano. Não. Zé, estou a passar. Eu vou entrar aqui, foda-se. Ah, tá aqui!
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine do that one again!
Oh, tu amanhã vais mostrar lá o Palácio de Queluz. Mano, eu quero tu mostres-me aquilo tudo, mano. Especialmente as masmorras.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
Nice, mano, eu quero que tu
Oh, you
mostres as
really earned it,
masmorras
Stanley.
inteiras,
Nothing
ok?
could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
Quero que me mostres aquilo tudo. Ok, hora de
When Stanley came to a set of
ir
2 open
voltar à
doors,
cena do
he
top.
entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Oh,
Stanley
yes.
decided
Oh,
to go
yes.
up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an... Coming to a staircase,
Mano, eu não faço a
Stanley
mínima
walked
ideia,
upstairs
Zé.
to his boss's office.
Eu não sei. Ok, então este troféu é escrever 888.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Eight.
Ah, é. Ganhei o troféu W. I love you, man. Oh, yes. Isto eu já fiz. Pera, what? Ah, eu não posso fazer este troféu, senão eu tinha que sair do jogo e voltar a entrar e se acabava a live. Não dá, não dá.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was...
Mano, eu não sei qual é que é o objetivo do jogo, mano. Eu estou tão como tu, Zé. Este jogo é a coisa mais. Este jogo está grátis na Plus, mano. Este jogo é o jogo mais random que eu já joguei na minha vida. Mano, olha-me este troféu. Este troféu é para eu, literalmente. Mano, eu sei que é, Zé. Eu sei que é. Olha, este jogo, eu vou dizer o que é. Olha, este troféu é. Tenho que clicar em todos os botões, em todos os números das definições. Tipo, o que é suposto eu. O que é suposto uma pessoa pensar aqui, mano? É que vou ter que fazer o quê? Isto aqui? Mano, eu faço, mano. Aí é bem, isto skipa números. Isto estou cozinhadíssimo. Ok, já, não vou fazer este troféu, porque este troféu é chato como tudo. Deixa eu ver o outro. Speedrun. Eu sei que posso fazer speedrun, sim, mas eu não quero. E não quero speedrun. Ya, este jogo é triste, mano. Este jogo é triste. Ya, eu não vou. Eu tipo só recuso-me. Eu só recuso-me. Esse é uma demo na Plus. Mano, os gajos. Oh, um jogo que os gajos puseram agora, que até para. Que até é tipo. Vá, conhecido. Que eu não sei se é bom, porque eu nunca joguei, mas. Mas está o Suicide Squad, mano. Está o. Onde é que isso está? Está aqui. Está o Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit. Está este jogo, né? O The Stanley Parable. E depois está o Suicide Squad. Eu não sei se isto é só multiplayer ou se tem campanha. Eu acho que é só multiplayer. Mas não sei se este jogo é fixe, mano. Não sei. Este jogo pelo menos pareceu-me. Deixa eu ver. Ainha bem, mínimo 111 gigas. Pronto. Compatível até 4 jogadores online com PS Plus. Yeah. Oh, há um jogo que vai sair que é do Ghost of Tsushima, que é tipo Ghost of Tsuiki, há uma cena qualquer assim, mano. Esse jogo parece ser bué fixe. Yeah. O Suicide Squad, yeah. Ó,
Employee.
eu vou aqui fazer o jogo para ti. Aqui tipo, bué rápido. Vou-te mostrar
All of
como é
his
que é o jogo.
co-workers were gone. What could
Yeah.
it mean?
Vai sair
Stanley
uma
decided to go
cena
to the
do
meeting room.
coisa. Vai
Perhaps
ser
he had
bué.
simply missed a
Pareceu-me
memo.
pareceu-me ganda W. Olha, eu vou-te mostrar o jogo, mais ou menos.
When
Tu
Stanley
fazes
came to a set of
escolhas,
two open
por exemplo.
doors, he entered
Eu
the
vou só
door on
pelas
his left.
escolhas que o gajo faz. Se podes escolher as outras, isto leva tipo a outros finais ou caraças. É por isso que o jogo é
Yet
tipo
there was not
isto
a
é
single
enorme.
person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Eu já falei
Stanley
com uma bomba
decided to go
nuclear em
up to his
cima.
boss. Coming to a
Neste
staircase,
jogo, mano.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Cheguei a coisa mais random.
Here's the door, just go.
Eu pensava que este jogo era terror, Zé.
Stanley walked
Olha,
straight
tem uma
ahead
cena a
through the
dizer é que
large
subscreve,
door
depois já
that
fui para aí
read
também.
Mind Control Facility.
A gente vai só seguir as cenas do gajo.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed
Vou ver
with
se consigo fazer
television
o speedrun.
screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Isto só
Did he
tem que acabar
have
o
the
jogo em menos de
strength
4
to
minutos e
find
meio.
out?
Por isso vamos ver se a gente consegue.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building,
Jogo é bué crítico.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of
Mas o
so
jogo é
many
bué-
individuals
bué
reduced to
rápido de acabar.
images on a screen.
Mas o jogo é
And
bué crítico.
Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control
Mas
facility,
estava lá com os
it was
outros
too
dois bacanas no
horrible
live.
to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Mostra os teus,
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh yes.
No. He
He was
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh shit.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Okay.
Controls
Já foi aqui,
labeled
literalmente
with
aquilo da com bomba
emotions.
nuclear na tua
Happy,
cara.
or sad, or content. Walking,
Vai.
eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided
He's very good.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Vai, não quer saber se está se it's over ou não, sei o que é.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
Yeah, man.
For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking.
Isto é literalmente o jogo,
but
mano. Eu já acabei.
happiness.
Acabei o jogo agora.
Perhaps his goal
Literalmente
had
isto o
not
jogo.
been to understand,
É
but to
literalmente
let
isto o
go.
jogo. Não sei se estás
No
a perceber,
longer
mano. É
would anyone
literalmente
tell
isto.
him where to go, what to do, or
Esta
how to
javardice.
feel. Whatever life he lives,
E depois,
it will
é
be
isto o jogo, mano. Já
his.
acabou o jogo.
And that was all
E o jogo
he
depois
needed
repete
to know.
infinitamente.
It was
Ainda não
perhaps
consigo perceber.
the
Tenho
only
que ver
thing
um
worth
vídeo
knowing.
desta cena toda, mano. Não percebo
Stanley
nada disto.
stepped through the open door.
E é isto. Um gajo sai agora. E é isto.
Stanley
Acabou o
felt
jogo.
the cool breeze upon his skin,
Isto agora reinicia
the
depois.
feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
Mano, se tu fores
This was
literalmente à
exactly the
descrição do
way,
jogo, isto diz que é um
right
jogo
now, that things were meant to happen.
de tiros, mano. De
And
tiros.
Stanley was happy.
Pronto, acabou o jogo. É isto. GG. W gameplay. Isto foi em menos 4 minutos e meio, desculpa lá. Não foi! Não foi! Ok, por um momento achei que as horas estavam certas. Mas estás a ver, no início do jogo, os gajos pedem-te para tu pôr para tu colocares as horas que são no precisamente que tu estás. Exatamente, eu não sei quanto é que este jogo custava, mano, mas tipo, ninguém nunca na vida iria pagar por isto. Mano, mas imagina, se eu conseguir os troféus, tipo, até é fixe, porque isto são só 12 troféus. E se eu conseguir o platino até é nice. Mas ó, eu vou-te dizer os nomes dos troféus, só para tu teres aqui uma ideia desta javardice. Olha, o primeiro é Test Trophy Please Ignore. Test Trophy Description Replace This. Segundo, Welcome Back. Este aqui é fácil, que eu consigo fazer. Este aqui não interessa. Depois olha-me este troféu. Commitment. Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. Mano, estás a ver que javardice é esta? Que troféu é este, Zé? Sim, Zé, eu tenho um link para papal, ok? Sabes que eu já recebi money, mano. Estás aí o link a brincar, mas o gajo já... Setting the World Champion. Oh, olha-me este troféu. Olha... ok, ok, true. Por favor. Olha-me este troféu. Super Go Outside. Don't play the Stanley Parable for 10 years. Isto é suposto fazer o quê? É suposto isto ir ao... não jogar o jogo durante 10 anos, mano. O jogo saiu nem há 2. Mano, o jogo saiu em 2022. Isto diz que 8% das pessoas têm este troféu. Como é que as pessoas conseguiram ter este troféu? Como é que é suposto um gajo fazer isto? Eu não sei, mano. Essa já disse troféus, mano. Official news. Mano, sendo sincero, eu acho que eu perdi.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Eu acho que ele dava
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
tem que ir a esta sala que eu ainda não fui, Zé. New content. O que é isto? Nem vi aqui.
New content? What does that mean? New content?
Não sei. Oh, the fuck? Mano, eu respeito a Costinha, mano. Olha, eu estou aí para um sítio que nunca fui ainda. Que já
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Fuck. Please help me.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Isto não me deixa feliz, mano. Este jogo não me deixa feliz.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the...
Joguei bué frio,
Oh,
mano. Por favor,
okay.
ajuda.
Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Fuck.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Olha, vou saltar! O jogo não me deixava saltar. New content, depois eu posso saltar. Porque no jogo eles não deixam saltar. Não, isto é gema para os pobres, mano. Posso saltar finalmente. Oh my god. Não. Oh, não posso saltar mais.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Ok, vamos ver. Ainda pode haver mais coisas
I
novas.
could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content.
O que é que eu não
right
consigo
there.
fazer? Olha,
Now, I
não
could
consigo
count to
correr no
30
jogo. Consigo
trillion.
agachar, não
You could put
consigo
that on the
correr
box.
no
The
jogo.
Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And every... Oh,
1,000
wait.
hours.
There's more.
Oh.
Very good. Yes.
Hell no.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with
Thank you
no
for
respect for their
enjoying
fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar.
Nós só
And don't
saltamos.
get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right
Olha
now
uma
at the
cadeira.
game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore."
Exatamente.
What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated
Não, o
and
jogo é
I'm
engraçado,
offended, and
mano.
I
Esse jogo é bem
intend to
engraçado.
find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Eu não vou fazer nada. Ah, ok. Isso vai sozinho. Ah, obrigado. Oh! Olha! Está diferente! What the fuck? Mano, está diferente. Oh! The fuck?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
What the fuck, mano? Eu nunca tive aqui. What the fuck, Z?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be?
Mano, tem que ir
it
para o
got me
vento,
thinking
Zé.
about
Aquilo
the
se eu vou para o
past
outro lado,
and
aquilo
how
vai-me
much
voltar para o
better the
início.
Stanley
Zé.
Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my
Sabes onde é
favorite
que...
memories
Sabes, há uma
so I
parte,
can
sabes
relive
aquele
the
jogo que é
peak
o Watchtower,
experiences
ou
of my
tipo
life
Fire Tower, ou não
whenever
sei o
I
quê, que está
want.
tipo uma torre e
Experiences
está tipo,
like the
está tipo
launch
uma
of the
floresta lá em
Stanley
cima e
Parable
não
on
sei o quê.
PC.
Mano, este jogo levou-me para lá, Zé. Não sei porquê. Houve uma parte bué random que aquilo levou-me para lá.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port?
Está aqui a cena da
Remember
Steam,
back in
mano.
October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Audience Award. Isto ganha um troféu. Como é que isto ganha um troféu? 2014 quê? Independent Games. Ah, já, porque isto é um jogo... Ah, já, pois é. Olha, assim, pá, jogo independente. É, provavelmente as horas podiam estar certas, mas por acaso não está, só por acaso. Original. Quando é que isto estava? Bem dizer... Exatamente. Smile because it happened. Ah, que fofinho. Que fofinhos. Que fofinhos. Mano, eu ainda não sei o propósito do jogo, mano. O jogo tipo... Ai, eu morri, pois é, eu morri, mano. Há uma vez que eu morro. Ok. Quadro dos livros? Qual quadro dos livros?
Je suis dans la mémorisation, c'est cela
quadro dos livros?
et je n'attends plus
Este
que
é
toi, mon amour.
Não é Marilyn?
C'est là, dans la mémorisation, où je me remémore les jours où je t'ai
Mas o quê?
rencontré,
Como é?
mon
À
amour.
esquerda, we are onde we... Isto?
Mais
What the fuck?
ici, c'est
No
aussi
corredor.
où je me souviens
Tô no
de
corredor.
la
À
sortie
esquerda.
de The Stanley Parable.
Isto.
C'était en 2013, un très bon jeu vidéo.
Quadro.
Du mois
Quadro,
d'après,
we. Ah, este.
les journaux, mon amour. Rien de plus nostalgique.
Buy on pet
Les prix
pressurized
du
gas.
public.
What the fuck é que
J'ai
é?
reçu
Não, mas tu é onde? Isto.
à l'IGF,
Tu
mon
estavas.
amour.
Isto. Esta cena aqui.
Ici, dans la mémorisation, se rassemblent les dauphins
Quadrei.
de The
Sim,
Stanley
quadrei.
Parable.
Tô parado, we. Tô parado. Tô parado.
Nous
Vai para o
sommes
corredor.
dans la
Ok.
mémorisation, mais me
Tô no corredor.
voilà pris de court.
Tô no corredor.
Ne me force pas à choisir mon amour. J'aimais
Ah,
la
Memory
version
Lane. Tá aqui,
d'hier.
Memory Lane.
La nouvelle fera-t-elle affaire? Plus j'y pense, plus je te perds. Voilà pourquoi maintenant j'erre dans la
O que é que tem?
mémorisation.
O que é que tem? É gerado por aí. The fuck, como assim, Ui? Hã? Agora bugaste, mano. Agora buguei. Ah, é? What the fuck? Meu damn. Ok. Uau. Ok. Bem. Crazy. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Olha-me estes troféus. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Olha-me estes troféus, mano. Troféus todos javardes. Ok, vamos aqui à outra cena. É um ritual satânico.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games
Mano, olha o que é que
journalism.
estes gajos,
10
olha o que é
out
que
of
estes gajos
10
ganharam.
from
Fantastic Arcade
Destructoid.com.
2013,
James Stephanie
IGF
Sterling writes, and I quote,
2013, Ah, ok.
Where so many games that
Narrativa.
aspire to
Ok,
be more
yeah,
than
ok,
games
merece.
end up less than any form of
Special
art. Stanley
recognition.
Parable strives
Damn, ganha
and
bué
then
troféus,
succeeds to
mano.
be every game ever created. Did you hear that,
Estes
Stanley? Every
troféus.
game ever created. That's how
Don't
grand
read
and
any reviews except this
all-encompassing
one.
the original
How do you
Stanley Parable
review a
was.
game like
It
não sei
was
quantos, não sei
literally
quantos?
every
Describe any of this.
game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Ok. Isto deve ser aqui tantos. Olha, Minecraft, mano, what the fuck? Está aqui uma imagem do Minecraft, Zé. Os broskis acham que são quem, mano? Isto agora vai ter o quê? Squid Game aqui também? Mano, eu sei, Zé. Person of the Year. É literalmente. What the fuck, mano? Olha como fizeram o jogo, mano. Não quero saber da porra do código do jogo. Onde é que eu estou, mano? Force Cote. Olha, um MacBook. Ah não, um Mickey Book. Um Mickey Book.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
The Serious Room. Ok, temos só um problema. Eu não consigo saltar. Como é que é suposto ir para ali? Não é suposto ir para ali? É suposto eu...
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Please, mano. Mano, eu preciso de dinheiro, Zé, por favor.
Wait.
Lembra que eu sou pobre.
Hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
What the fuck?
Oh, no. Oh, God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I
Isto vai
can't
estar
even
cheio
imagine what's
de
being
cópias do
collected
jogo.
down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Hein?
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to
Mano,
stick
que
them.
horror disso aí, mano. Eu segui disto, eu vou nunca mais fazer este jogo. Dislike já fizeram.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness.
Mano, isso até tem o
This is
nome das
actually quite
pessoas. Quando tu deves
shocking
pesquisar
for
isso
me.
no Google, o
I
pessoal deve
always,
todo
well, to be
existir,
honest,
mano.
I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it...
Noodle
Well, I
Shaft.
thought it
Noodle
did.
Shaft. Mas o que é que se
Maybe
chama
it
assim?
wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable
Não, mas os
track
gráficos do jogo
record.
estão tão fixe, mano.
I feel like a failure.
A narrativa está bem
Like
fixe,
I let
mas
these people
o jogo é
down.
bué random.
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't... What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue. Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us.
O mano morreu.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed.
Mano, o que é suposto fazer aqui, Zé? É só passar infinitamente?
The end is never the end, 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 is...
Oh! Mano, eu vou só continuar a clicar infinitamente. O bro morreu. Ah! E que giro. A gente calou a boca do homem e agora... Ah, morreu tudo. Ok, é. Deixa-me skipar, por favor. What the fuck, Zé? Ok, bem, acho que... Acho que o mundo acabou, I guess. Dei demasiado skip, o mundo acabou. Ok. Depois estou a ir para onde? Olha. Olha. Reiniciou-me o jogo. Mano, eu tive ali meia hora e aquilo reinicia-me o jogo. Ai.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Não, mano, não dá mais. Não dá mais. Bro, por favor, nunca jogues este jogo na tua vida. Nunca jogues esta javardice, mano. Só te fazer bem não jogares. Oh Zé, que já perdi esse jogo. Mano, não percebo, eu tenho que ir ver um vídeo sobre isto, mesmo tipo a história, qualquer coisa. Mas tipo, o jogo até não parece ser assim tão mau, Zé. Mas tipo, é estranho. Zé, eu geralmente faço tipo, pelo menos tipo semana a semana. Agora não tenho feito muito, por conta dos testes e não sei o quê, por isso não tenho feito muitas. Mas geralmente eu faço sempre tipo jogos novos que eu tenho, ou tipo, por exemplo, eu faço muitas vezes de COD, ou faço tipo de forte quando estou aborrecido, ou faço tipo de jogos que eu estou a tipo só a jogar porque estou aborrecido, é uma cena qualquer. Mas geralmente faço boas cenas. Mas tipo, geralmente, tipo agora, é pá, se calhar esta semana agora se fizer é tipo no fim de semana. Se fizer. Se fizer agora é no fim de semana já. Mas tipo, geralmente é de. É desse tempo em tempo já. Porque eu geralmente não. Eu não tenho muita cena para fazer nas lives, já, geralmente. Forte está aborrecido. COD. COD eu jogo. Eu geralmente jogo, mas não faço live, porque não tenho paciência. Porque fico a ouvir música, por isso não. Não, por acaso houve um gajo tipo, bem no início da live disse tipo. Um outro gajo que eu conheço também teve aí, só que depois o gajo teve que ir por causa de um treino, mas ainda não. Mano, Yaz, mano, o OG não ia fazer nada, mano. Os gajos achavam que o OG ia tipo mudar aquilo completamente, mano. O OG tipo não mudou absolutamente nada. O jogo continua a ser uma zega. O jogo está bem aborrecido. É por isso que eu já não tenho jogado muito, mano. Sinceramente. Eu sei que tenho tipo mais de 10 mil horas no jogo, mas tipo, já. Mas ainda assim. Há um jogo, mano, há um jogo que eu gosto bastante. Só que o problema do jogo é que, mano, é mais interessante, mais divertido se tu jogares com outra pessoa. E tipo, mano, o Forte tá tipo completamente acabado. O Forte tá muito acabado, mano. Zé, exatamente. Exatamente, eu só jogo sempre com amigos, basicamente. O que eu jogo diariamente é Salvo o Mundo, ainda. Mas de resto é só isso, é porque o Battle Royale só jogo quando é para jogar com outras pessoas. Porque de resto não jogo. Oh, mas há um jogo que se tu alguma vez tipo, quiseres comprar um jogo fixe de multiplayer, bem divertido, mano. Que eu te aconselho bastante é Rust, mano. Rust é incrível. Mas o problema é que tipo, nós não. Uma coisa que pode acontecer neste jogo é tu de um dia para o outro podes perder tudo o que tu fizeste. Porque é mesmo assim, isto é mesmo um jogo multiplayer. Tipo, imagina que tens. Eu não sei se tu conheces, mas pronto, eu vou dizer qualquer coisa. Imagina que. Sabes? Então pronto. Mano, o jogo é bem fixe, mano. O jogo é bem fixe. Este jogo, é um dos jogos que eu, olha, vejo quase todos os dias o jogo. Um gajo a jogar. Ah, pois é, eu tinha feito live no início. Mano, agora o jogo está tipo, tá tipo 100 mil vezes melhor do que há 3 anos atrás. Os gajos mudaram isto completamente. O jogo agora. Olha, o jogo agora já não está lagado. Agora tem já servidores customizados, que é o que eu sempre quis no jogo. Agora tens bué novas armas, bué novas cenas. O jogo está bem fixe agora. E já, mano, eu lembro-me, ok? Não tens que falar desses pormenores, ok? Por favor, please, please. Por isso, já, compra o jogo, por favor, porque o jogo é incrível e o jogo é muito à vez. Eu, por acaso, eu agora, quando for as férias, agora, se calhar para as férias não, se calhar para a semana, eu acho que vou entrar num server e vou começar a dar grande nisto. Porque eu tenho que ver se, eu acho que tenho um amigo meu que se calhar consiga fazer duo, mas eu queria bem jogar isto com alguém, porque é bem giro. Joguei bem fixe. Imagina, o que eu tenho jogado mais agora é COD, Roblox, porque eu jogo aqueles modos todos de terror ou não sei o que são bem divertidos. Jogo GTA às vezes. Jogo Forte, né? Salvo o mundo. E de resto é isso, mano. Não tenho. Depois jogo às vezes o quê? Epá, a que tento acabar os jogos que eu já tenho. Só que a maioria já acabei tudo, já acabei todos os Far Cry, já acabei o God of War, já acabei todos os Spider-Mans, mano, dificuldade máxima, já acabei bué jogos. Há um jogo que vou ter que deixar para o verão porque demora bué, que é o Minecraft, mano. O Minecraft eu quero ter todos os troféus do Minecraft. Eu sei que vai demorar bué, mas, mas queria bué ter todos os troféus do Minecraft. Tipo Subnautica, mano. Subnautica é um dos meus top, top jogos. É um dos meus jogos favoritos de todos. Amo esse jogo. Os dois jogos, o Subnautica e o Subnautica Below Zero. Vai sair o 2, que eu vou comprar instantaneamente assim que sair. Este jogo é muito tá bom. The Last of Us já acabei, The Forest já acabei, Uncharted já acabei, Minecraft Story Mode já acabei, Minecraft Dungeon já acabei, Just Cause já acabei. Mano, todos os Call of Duties que eu tenho já acabei. Mas já joguei tipo tudo. Horizon, já acabei os dois. Oh, o Horizon comprei. Mas estás a falar qual Horizon? O dos carros ou o Horizon da gaja? Eu sei que não é saudável, mano, eu sei. Da gaja, já acabei todos. Eu já não me lembro. Eu acabei o primeiro 3 vezes. Depois comprei o Forbidden West e comprei o pack de expansão do jogo. Acabei o jogo. Olha, a expansão do jogo, mano, é incrível, mano. Se tu, se tu tens o Forbidden West, compra a expansão, vale muito a pena, mano. Tu vais contra um boss no final, tipo do tamanho enorme, é gigantesco, é incrível, mano. O jogo é incrível, Zé, incrível. Depois também acabei o Security Breach também acabei. Mano, tens de comprar, Zé. Vale muito, muito, muito a pena, Zé. Muito a pena, muito a pena. O jogo é incrível, mano. Incrível. Mesmo muito tá bom. Ya, Zé. Mano, o jogo é impecável. Se que eu por acaso não sei se eu acabei o jogo na dificuldade máxima. Eu acho que não. Sei que acabei o jogo 2 vezes. Ó, até está aqui hoje, Horizon Forbidden West. O jogo está incrível, fenomenal. Horizon é um jogo fenomenal. Eu não percebo, eu não percebo como é que este jogo não está tipo muito, muito mais acima. Ya. E é assim, olha, vou-te ser sincero, quando eu fiz live do Security Breach, mano, eu tive uma média tipo de 100 views por live, mano. Eu tipo fiz quase 1000 views só em lives de Security Breach que eu fiz. Do normal e do Ruin. Mano, eu não sei porque boa gente, eu não sei porque muita gente gosta de ver jogos de terror, mano. Mano, quem me dera ter mais, eu não tenho quase jogos de terror nenhum. Tenho o Resident Evil 7, tenho o Callisto Protocol, que já acabei o Callisto Protocol. O Callisto Protocol é muito mid. Também há outro jogo que também é muito fixe, que é o... Como é que se chamava? Outro jogo de terror que eu joguei, que é o... Aquele jogo do espaço, mano. Tu vais para o espaço. Dead Space. Dead Space é... Dead Space também é um jogo muito, muito fixe. Stream You. Na népia. Não tenho isso. Qual? Por favor, um jogo que eu não tenha jogado ainda. Ah, há um jogo que é o Black Myth Yukong, mano. Ah, tu tens stream? Como assim? Tu tens stream? Stream ou Steam? Eu acho que é. Sim, então é Steam, Zé. Eu tenho Steam. Como é que eu não tenho PC para jogar, mano? Se for um jogo bué. Que coisa bué, eu não tenho espaço, mano. Isso é que é o problema. Mano, eu não tenho PC. O meu PC é o da escola, mano. Hum. Na boa, na boa. Qual é que é o jogo? Qual é que é o jogo? Hum, diz-me. Mouthwashing. Não conheço. Por acaso não conheço. Ah, pera, eu acho que há um jogo. Há um jogo que é aquele que é o The Devil in Me, ou aquela do The Dark Pictures Anthology. Ai, damn. Isso é tough. Há um que é o da. Eu acho que tu conheces que é o da Dark Picture Anthology, que tem bués. Tem o Devil in Me, tem. Tem bués. Mano, esses também são fixe. Esses por acaso também são fixe. Eu já joguei um que veio grátis para a Plus, que era o Man of Medan. O jogo é fixe, mas imagina, é aquele terror que tipo, tu estás muito à espera do que vai acontecer. É, yeah, não é nada de wow. O que é este jogo, mano? Heavenly Bodies. O que é isto? Heavenly Bodies. Que eu tenho aqui e posso dar download. Heavenly Bodies. What the fuck? View Product. Aventura, exclusivo, arte experimental, jogo de física. What the fuck, mano? Eu construo cenas. Que gira. Yeah, é Heavenly Bodies, yeah. Tenho isso grátis, que foi da Plus, não sei quando. Então isto tenho aqui grátis. Este já é antigo, porque este aqui está mesmo cá em baixo de tudo. Está fixe, está fixe, está fixe. O que é que eu tenho mais aqui? Eu nem sei que javareza que eu tenho aqui. Em Detroit Become Human. Ai, é bem. Que javardice. Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, yes. Mano, tenho que fazer este jogo todo de novo. Este jogo está muito, tá bom. E agora é a opção boa jogar. Onde é que é isto? Tenho que estar dentro do jogo, senão não consigo ver se mandar as mensagens. Preciso saber jogos para instalar. Só jogos mesmo de cocose. F1 23, mano. Eu nem jogo isso. Lego 2K Drive. What the Sigma? What in the actual fuck? Sackboy. Sackboy. O que é Sackboy? Boas. Oh, vai cenas grátis. Mano, encontrei aqui um jogo que é o Sackboy, mano. Sackboy, diz que eu tenho grátis o Sackboy. Eu também acho que tenho que bazar porque a gente amanhã acorda cedo é para estar lá às 8. Eu quero só resgatar estas cenas grátis do Sackboy. Então vá até amanhã, meu puto. Tchauzão, Zé. Até amanhã. Tchauzão, Zé. Dorme bem. Pukiber. Puki Sigma. Ok, isto é muita cena para resgatar.